Thanks for tuning in again to Tricia Talks. We're here for episode 2 with Ted Hinderer from Quality Home Inspections. And today we're going to really drill down a little bit more into the home inspection, a little bit more details of what people will be looking for. So what exactly, like once you do the inspection, I know we kind of talked about that a little bit, what does the actual report look like? So when the buyer gets the report, what are they looking at? What can they expect to see?
Sure. So I can only attest to what I, put out there. Some guys like narrative reports. I'm one of those. Others kind of like more like a checklist style. So my reports have a lot of detail, a lot of information. So when I talk about the roof, it'll say like architectural shingles, age, that kind of thing. And then we take pictures of that. So the report, for me personally, on average mine's probably like 60 to 70 pages. And that's because we take a lot of pictures. So for me, I like to just kind of create a, narrative. So when they read it, it's very user friendly. So that's basically how our reports are.
And I'm assuming, you kind of break it down by section. So
yes. Yep.
Not necessarily like by floor, but plumbing items and then electrical items. Is that right?
Yeah, so for my report, it goes roof, attic, interior, then we'll do like plumbing, so on and so forth, heating, water heater, everything's broken out individually.
Great.
Yep.
And it's not, I don't want to, it's not going to be like in medical terms, right? This is like...
Very user-friendly.
Okay.
Because, we have to cater to a consumer that may be a doctor or, an attorney who has no knowledge of construction. So we got to keep it very, very simple so that when they review it, like we talked about earlier, that they're able to make the best decision possible as to what they're buying. So we want to keep that report very user-friendly.
Right, because there's different kinds of buyers and different levels of education in buyers as far as construction principles and things like that. I have some buyers that wouldn't know how to turn up the temperature on a water heater.
Exactly right.
But then I have some that could probably take the whole water heater apart and put it back together. So I think it's important that it's very simple terms.
And so when we do our inspection, I don't know if I'm jumping ahead of you, but that's one of the reasons I like to have the buyer there is for that very reason. We'll go over the thermostat, how to use it, if there's batteries, how to get to them, when to change them, filters, that kind of thing. Because again, we're trying to, educate the consumer as to what they're buying. So as we go through, we're able to, show them that stuff.
I think that's really important, especially for first-time home buyers.
Yep, big time.
I know when I bought my first house, I don't know that I really knew how to change the filters or even that I had to. So I think that's very important that education is part of the process as well.
Absolutely. Yep. And we're big on that. Big on that. That's what I've trained my employees to be is treat it like an educational process. It's not, hey, tell the buyer, go sit by the car. We'll call you in when we're done and we'll bring you back through. We like to, have them there. But if they can't make it, typically what we'll do is we can do Zoom, any type of video chat. We always call them, review our, inspection findings, that kind of thing. So, I always like to have the buyer, understand why I've called things out and done certain things the way that I've done them before they get the report. Because sometimes they may read a report and go, what's he talking about? It might just kind of scare certain people.
Well, I imagine you probably keep pretty close contact with the buyer's agent too.
Big time. Yep.
Just to kind of make sure information's getting relayed correctly, especially if the buyer's not there.
Yep,
for the
most
inspection.
definitely.
Okay. So you talked a little bit about major repairs and then maintenance items and things like, can you go into a little bit more depth on the different categories of things that would be notated on the report? Like,
sure.
What's a major repair? What's a minor repair? Maybe give some examples?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a lot of differences as far as, maintenance and majors, and it's kind of a fine line. That's how I look at it. But maintenance for me would be like if I had to caulk a backsplash, in say a kitchen, touching up some paint on some trim. Major defects would be things like your roof shot, molds present in the home, termite activity, door leaking. Failed seal windows, they're more generally considered cosmetic, and that's just when you have condensation between them.
That's definitely a whole nother video.
Yeah, exactly right. And so, for me, I consider that cosmetic.
Right.
So I always look at things, I'm kind of old school in the sense that when I started this in 2005, I remember the old contracts, and the old contracts specifically had a dollar amount. So in my mind, I try to keep that dollar amount in mind as I go through things. So if I have, say, 4 or 5 plumbing items that could come up to a big deal, versus say caulking a backsplash, obviously we're going to consider those defects and request that the seller make those repairs.
Okay, all right. And in general, so what does this cost the buyer? Like who pays for it? What are the different types of inspections that you cover?
Sure. So price is going to vary depending on square footage, age of the home, location, and what I mean by that is, say like North Wilmington versus the beach, travel time's got to be considered in with that. So, and we offer different packages as well. So, a standard home inspection could run you anywhere from, say $450 to $500, depending on, size of the home, how many systems, that kind of thing. Then you have to include ancillary services. So, is the buyer getting a termite? Are they getting radon? Then we start doing package deals. That's how we do them. So if we're doing home termite radon, we do offer package pricing.
Okay.
That's what we call 5-star package. And then that's when we start offering warranties. And again, I'm going to jump ahead of you if that's in your list there. But so as far as who pays for it, generally it's the buyer.
All right, sounds great.
Excellent.
Well, stay tuned because we are going to talk a little bit more about this topic in further episodes. Thanks so much for joining us for this episode of Tricia Talks. We'll see you soon.